Lucius the Eternal was dreaming, but he never dreamed. He concluded it to be as likely an answer as any other, and in truth, he didn't care much. He was here, and now, and that was all that mattered to him. He knelt within a swirling mist, his surroundings blurred and depthless. Twice he had attempted to stand, and twice the irresistible weight of an unseen force had prevented him from rising. Sudden pressure in the core of his being forced his back to arch as he vomited a stream of blackness into the air. The oily fluid separated into ragged shapes that ghosted away and slid around him in the haze, just out of sight and beyond his reach. These shapes circled, changing to become hungry things with grinding teeth. They scratched at him with low whispers of his name, Lucius. For the third time, Lucius fought to bring himself upright. The pressure lessened, and he staggered to his feet, only to feel nothing beneath them. Vertigo coated his nerves in freezing oil, and he hung as if suspended in deep water. The shapes drew closer. Lucius could hear their laughter like needles over his skin. Lucius blinked. His skin. He was not wearing his armor. The ancient shell of warped ceramite and anguished faces, its surface always rippling and straining and cracking, was gone. More than 10 millennia had passed in mundane universe, and fathomless epochs within the eye since Lucius had been without his warplate. Treachery and the touch of the divine had merged it with his flesh, forged and reforged from the imprisonment of the souls that screamed into his mind every moment. Except now. Here, in the realm of his dream, Lucius's killers were gone. A cold silence lingered in the swordsman's mind. It was that realization that triggered the shapes to draw nearer, close enough that their faces resolved from the shadows. Champions of the shattered legions, warrior kings, aliens, and assassins, all of those who had bested Lucius in combat, crowded around him now. At the center of them all, looming as beautiful and terrible as the day they had dueled, stood the Lord Commander himself, Cyrus. Lucius strained against his invisible bonds as his killer smiled. Cyrus's eyes began to shine, brightening with painful light. His killers collapsed back into ropes of black oil, rushing over Lucius's body like undulating chains of pure darkness. Cold fire laced into the core of his being as the liquid shadow ate into his pores. More and more of them soaked over him until only Cyrus remained standing before Lucius. Soon, Cyrus whispered. The killers had coated Lucius's entire body and began swirling around his neck. Their inky fluid surged over his face. They spilled between his clenched teeth and raced down his throat. Lucius felt the touch of Cyrus's hand through the writhing dark against his cheek, hot as a glowing brand, but not yet.